boys and girls, children of all ages. Welcome to Roberts Sports Show. I'm your host, Roberts. A Roberts10 WWE superstar is currently, when I mean currently, I mean as of 12/9/2015, taking the injured guys out, taking the guys out on a break. So there's no Cesaro, no Daniel Bryan, no Seth Rollins, no Randy Orton, no John Cena. You take those 5 guys out, and I got a Roberts10 WWE superstars. So yeah, the bottom half of this 10 actually looks pretty damn good. If you ask me, that's why they're on the list. I just wanted to kind of go over who I think is awesome right now, who WWE should be pushing, and go from there. Get to this. Number 10. You don't even see him anymore. I can't believe he's still on the roster. Damien Sandow. Oh my God. Why aren't we using this guy? He's freaking magnificent. Just his promo ability, his in-ring ability, everything, his intellectual ability. I mean, it's Damien Sandow. Come on now, he's one of the greatest wrestlers WWE has, and they're doing 2 shits with him right now. Obviously, he was doing the thing with Curtis Axel and Axelmania, and he was Macho Man or Nacho, whatever the fuck his name was. And then freaking Hogan did all these fucking racial slurs and gets fired, and Curtis Axel and Damien Sandow, gone. Yeah, so hopefully they bring him back soon. Curtis Axel, he's right there on this list too. I really like him. Not very many people are high on Curtis Axel, but I am. Damien Sandow the same way. Yeah, he's probably the top 10th greatest guy in WWE right now. Number 9 on the list, United States Champion Roberto Del Rio. Shocked to see Del Rio return to WWE. Obviously, I was following him in Ring of Honor as Alberto El Patron. Follow him in Lucha Underground. But yeah, just seeing him return as Alberto Del Rio and getting the United States title. Having him team with Jeff Coulter was kind of stupid, I thought. Knowing the feud they had a few years ago. When Coulter tells Del Rio to go back to fucking Mexico. It's like, okay, now I guess you put him with him because of what Trump has been saying about building the wall. So I'm guessing that's where that came from. I don't know. But yeah, Del Rio, one of the best guys in WWE right now. I think WWE kind of boxed themselves in the corner when they had him as U.S. champion, Owens as the Intercontinental champion, and putting them both in the world title tournament. It's pretty obvious that neither one would win the title. So you kind of boxed yourself in. You knew they were about to lose at some point. And you kind of knew when that title tournament came about, it was going to be Ambrose and Reigns. And Reigns was going to be your guy. But Del Rio, number 9. Number 8 on the list, this guy just gets screwed over every time. He freaking does everything WWE has ever asked of him. Biggest spot monkey in WWE. Y'all know what I'm talking about. 1/3 of the WWE Tag Team Champions and a member of the New Day, Kofi Kingston. Every ladder match, every Rumble, what's Kofi doing? This spot, that spot, just everything you ask this guy to do. Barely give him single, runs with the IC title. Never give him a world title. He's been in Money in the Banks. He's done all this. This guy needs to be a world champion. I mean, come on now. I mean, you've kind of. He's the own. I mean, kind of a bad example, but I say he's the Owen Hart of today. He's one of the best wrestlers not to win a world title, like Owen was. But I only mention that because of the Owen Hart DVD coming out. But number 7 on the list, former Intercontinental Champion, and 1/4 member of the Wyatt family, Luke Harper. Yeah, great things from Luke Harper. He's one of the top big men in the business right now. I think it's just the super kick he does and the way he can. Handle himself in the ring, and he can even cut promos if you need him to, and he's playing a key role right now with the Wyatt family. He could be to Bray Wyatt, he could be the Arn Anderson to Ric Flair type of guy, I think. If you give Wyatt a world title, Harper could be your IC title, U.S. champion. He can be that kind of guard, I guess you would say, for Bray Wyatt, like an Arn Anderson was for Ric Flair all those years for the Horsemen. Number 6 on my list, a guy that is very underutilized, very talented wrestler, Stardust. Yeah, Cody Rhodes, I believe, was the world champion, on the road to be a world champion, and then they turned him into Stardust, team with his brother, just shit the fuck on him. People can give 2 shits about him right now. I like him. I think he needs to go back to Cody Rhodes. He needs to build himself back up in the title hunt, IC title, U.S. title, world title. He's your guy for that, but they're just kind of wasting away right now what they're doing with the Cosmic Wasteland or whatever. Number 5 on my list, Neville. I liked when they were doing him as the kind of Superman, kind of the comic book hero, The man the gravity forgot. And WWE's got away from that here lately, it seems like. And he's not a guy that can go out there and cut a promo. He doesn't need to be, number two, he doesn't need to be hanging around The Miz because The Miz is not that good. You need to put Neville with a guy like a Zeb Coulter, or with somebody like that with a mouthpiece, Paul Heyman. Somebody like that that can talk for him and let him go out there and just do his job in the ring. Neville, one of the top superstars in WWE right now. Number 4 on my list, Bray Wyatt. Yeah. Love everything the Wyatts are doing now. Bray Wyatt, like I said, one of the top guys in WWE. Didn't like the whole character when it first came in. Was really kind of looking back at him as a Husky Harris when he was in the NXT initially, and the Nexus, and it's like, and then when he transformed back in NXT to Bray Wyatt and finally came to the main roster after seeing all the vignettes, I'm like, fucking Duck Dynasty, what the fuck is this shit? But then watching the Bray Wyatt character and kind of, you know, listen to his promos and realizing he's telling a story with the promos and the whole thing with Sister Abigail and the way he did that big return at Hell in a Cell last year against Dean Ambrose and the hologram and the lantern in the ring, and his lantern is kind of the urn of the Undertaker in, you know, past. Him, the new face of fear. He's fought the Undertaker twice now in the tag match of Survivor Series, and then at Mania this year, WrestleMania 31. I like what they're going with Bray Wyatt. I'm really wanting to see him as a world champion. I think he could be a legit world champion. I will say the two big NXT guys, Finn Balor and Samoa Joe, I did not put on the list. In the past times I've put the NXT guys on the list. I just wouldn't add NXT guys just for some reason. Didn't feel like it. Baron Corbin's another big guy in NXT right now. Big Samoa Joe fan. He hits the main roster. He'd be like 3rd on this list. He'd be above Dolph Ziggler. Finn Balor, if he was on the main roster, he'd probably be 4th or 5th on this list. So yeah, that's where where I think of those guys. But just didn't add him to it for some reason. I don't know what. No particular reason. If anything, if I would have added a Baylor, he probably would have been 7th. So I would have dropped Harper down, took Del Rio and Sandow off. If I would have added a Samoa Joe, that probably would have kicked Kofi off this list. Joe probably would have been 4th or 5th, right around Balor. So the bottom of the list would have looked different. It probably would have went, like I said, take Del Rio and Sandow off. So you have Kofi 10, Harper 9, Stardust 8. Neville 7, Finn Balor 6, 5th Bray Wyatt, 4th of Samoa Joe. So yeah, it changed a little bit, but not dramatically. And then number 3, no matter what, would have been Dolph Ziggler. Turn this boy heel, give him the world title, and just call it a day. I mean, I'd rather see a Dolph Ziggler with a world title than a fucking Sheamus or Roman Reigns right now. Number 2 on my list. Truly not a number 2. Let's go 1B. So I have a 1A and a 1B. The Lunatic Fringe, Dean Ambrose. Just like Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose, whatever you want to call him. Turn the fucking heel, please. Please turn this guy heel. If you've ever seen his indie heel runs as Jon Moxley, the promos, Bray Wyatt is a choir boy. That's all I gotta say about that. That's how dark and deep these Jon Moxley promos are. Dean Ambrose can be your heel. He can be your top-notch heel. He can be your Stone Cold heel of the Attitude Era. Number 1 on my list, one of my favorite wrestlers in WWE. Huge fan. Never forget, I've talked about it before, 2009. First time I seen him wrestle. Little 100-seat gymnasium. Not even really a gymnasium. It was a freaking place you had wedding receptions, kind of a hall with a ring thrown in the middle and about 120 chairs. Ring of Honor, Clash of the Contenders, October 2009. Cesaro was on that card. Seth Rollins was on that card. Kevin Owens was on that card. Kevin Owens comes out, and I look at Jamie and I'm like, who's the fat white guy? Really? Seriously? He's like, dude, just watch. Whatever. Dude did a fucking cannonball. Oh shit. Dude did a super kick. Oh shit. Dude did a shooting star play, or whatever the fuck his top rope move is. I'm like, oh, okay, who's this guy again? Yeah, turned out to be Kevin Owens. So yeah, great athletic ability, great mic skills, just everything he did coming in, NXT, everything he did when he debuted, feuding with John Cena, all 3 matches, seen the final match at Battleground. Too bad it wasn't the U.S. title win, but in fact he got the Intercontinental title finally. Wanted to see him as a world champion. As soon as Seth Rollins got hurt and realized he was going to be out, first person I thought of for world champion, Kevin Owens. I want it. I don't know about you guys, but I want it. So, but that will wrap up Roberts10 WWE Superstars currently going. Make sure you check out all 5 Robert Sports Show channels as always. Thanks for watching Robert Sports Show and have a spiffy night. Robert Sports Show, your YouTube leader in sports channels.
If you close your eyes, you're right. And if you 2, 3,